In the beginning, I usually wait till the end, but I'm going to remind everybody in the beginning before you get rolling that he is an eye doctor, and he does do glasses, and he does do contacts and all that other stuff. And if you're coming in for an eye exam and you want a pair of glasses, that's fine. But if he has an idea of what's wrong with you, he may suggest other things, and it's not always. Sometimes what he says here sounds like you're sitting there going, "Really?" But the guy believes in what he's doing, and that's why he's here to talk about it. Good morning.
Good morning. Well, I'm making good on my my update report on the patient who's traveling from Stanton, Virginia. She found me. And she has a severe Bell's palsy, so she's a paralyzed side to her face.
Did you see the change in those pictures?
Yeah,
that was amazing.
I showed images to the two of you this morning.
Yeah,
and so the 40,000-foot view of this is we're made of cells. We're made of stuff. We are a chemistry set. We have plumbing called circulation. We have wires called nerves. We have energy in our body, and you know that when the cardiologist looks at your EKG and the neurologist looks at your EEG, and I look at the EYE, and so our bodies are.
It took me a second. It took me a second.
That's my energy joke.
No, that was good.
And so the bus that I've been on and the things I've been pursuing for a while, and it's all coming to fruition, is the how do we reinvigorate the eye, head, body to assist the ocular and neuroocular problems. So this woman's in, and she has a paralyzed left side of her face. And we take a lot of photographs while we're doing this stuff. When you come in the first day, and then at the end of the day, at the beginning and the end of the day, take photos and like I do cheese. I do a smile, do a normal face, do a smile, do a cheesy grin, do a pucker. And
in the beginning, those pictures look like she was doing everything shy of holding her side of her face up to smile.
So what happens is. The exposure to where the nerves travel, and just like when you have an electrical box where a wire is coming from here, and then there's a little junction box, and then it goes somewhere else. You have two wires that are tethered together. We have all that going on our cranial nerves, and using pulsed electromagnetic fields and using activated oxygen or ozone. Using photobiomodulation, life modulating, that's just light, and some other frequencies and microcurrents, you can enliven things. The body wants to be well. And so when we're doing things to hamper healing or destroy cells by virtue of putting too much sugar in our body or have a viral infection. So we have all these dormant. Almost all of us, we have herpes in our body. It's called shingles, chicken pox, and they're laying there dormant, waiting for your immune system to be downregulated, for them to be upregulated or become active, and then they go haywire and do their thing. So pictures show, the serial pictures show the enlivening of this woman's face, and we're continuing. She's we work on her for hours at a time. We train all of our patients who are frequent flyers on this stuff, so we can release ourselves from some of the tedious things that happen. But nevertheless, helping her out now. Similarly, we're a biochemistry set. We're a chemistry set, we need metals and minerals and all these things in our body to make things that work. Just to restate, if you're trying to make 100 automobiles and you have 400 car tires, you have 100 rear view mirrors, 200 side view mirrors, and one steering wheel. All you're going to make is one car because that's the limiting factor. So you need to go put those raw materials in your body so that these enzymes and amino acids can be put together with the little workers that make these things that help us build the cells that work. So I had a gentleman in who has a horrible case of vertigo, and I met him for the first time in mid-December.
Now, when you say a horrible case of vertigo, define that.
He woke up.
Did he become incapacitated?
Yeah, he's been all over trying to get it worked on, and they're to the ENT and all the different things you can do. I won't go down that rabbit hole, but he went through all these things.
Does it just out of the blue hit? Does he get a warning?
He woke up with it, and his life has been changed to the negative. I met him, and remember, eyes are brain tissue, and the 60% of the brain or so is given to vision. So if you have a brain problem, we're probably going to see it in the eyes or in the teaming of the eyes, whether it's vision, visual field, visual perception, so his eyes were a little out of, they weren't working well together. The right eye and the left eye weren't playing perfectly well together. So we put him in those neuro lenses. And it's kind of funny. So this retired military, senior military rank gentleman put him in these lenses. And he came back 2 weeks later with his wife. So he was the first one in the family to come to Wilcox. Who's this Wilcox guy? And then he came in 2 weeks later, and he said to me, he says, I never trusted you, but I did it anyway, and I can't thank you enough. So of all of his symptoms with his vertigo, straightening out his eyes took some of the monkey off his back. Consecutively, he was worried about the chance that he would have macular degeneration. And he didn't. He has none. I mean, he has a beautiful looking retina. He says, but I want to do things proactively, which I encourage all the time. And he got on this ocufolin. This ocufolin is this medical food I speak of, and it does three things. It does a bunch of stuff, but it's got a great formula with made in America, raw materials, and it improves circulation, it improves perfusion, and it reduces venous pressure. So everywhere in the body that you can get more blood moving around, you can get the good stuff in and the dead cells out. And then what I like to summarize venous pressure as being, if your septic field is backed up and the poop comes in your house, that's a problem. And so if your venous pressure is high and you can't get rid of stuff, then it backs up. So by putting him on the neuro lenses to straighten out his eyes or assist them, and this ocufolin, his problems are all gone. And so.
In a matter of a week.
A matter of he was suffering for half a year, and it got better in 4 weeks. And so so you're sitting here, and we didn't clone him to see if we went one direction versus the other direction. This is anecdotal, but if you do anecdotal over and over and over and over again on different things, you go, wow, this stuff's working. So what's the point to the listening audience here? It's not a pat on the back. I get 20 minutes to talk here and encourage people to don't create a toxic dump in your body. Nancy Reagan said, "Just say no," to drugs, and it's hard. America is sick because of processed foods, because of sugars, because of these toxicities that we knowingly and unknowingly expose ourselves to. And since I'm an eye doctor, and people give me case histories all day long, they give me case histories, and the number of people who repair themselves by just quote going clean is just amazing. So if you're the person who lives in the world of not communicating health histories to people all the time, you may not know just how important it is and how successful people can be by taking any number of autoimmune diseases and all the peripheral garbage that goes along with it, from the inflammation and then the medicines you're taking to circumvent that and the consequences of those synthetic, medicines. And if you just quit putting junk in the trunk, then it helps significantly. So
would this stuff work? Like, for example, your treatments. I don't want to say this stuff. Your treatments work with like ADHD?
Oh yes. People could just remember microcurrents. Microcurrents. And it's, I'm not unique. You go to PubMed, go to the official publications, go to Google Scholar. You can go to YouTube and stuff, and you'll see, any number of crazy things. But go to PubMed, put in hair loss and photobiomodulation. It's all over the place. You can use this red light and near infrared light to help the follicles, to help regain thinning hair. And that's hair, and that's our bodies are made of energy. We like light. We like red light and near infrared light. We don't like blue light, which is high energy so much. Our Earth is a big magnet. Remember, Yuri Gagarin, the first Russian cosmonaut, the first person to leave the gravitational fields of the Earth, almost died because he was the first guy to get away from the magnet. And he was really sick. And so ever since then, every spaceship, shuttle, and craft has artificial magnet emitters. And that's...
Oh, I didn't know.
Oh,
I didn't know that.
So we need... The Earth is, 37% iron. And so we're a big magnet. And we have... there's all these iron toxicity problems and macular degeneration and things. So if the Earth is a magnet, then we need to be magnetized. We walk around with we're supposed to walk around barefoot and get grounded, and the feeling of walking on the beach with your bare feet, how good it is.
I don't like going on hot sand in my bare feet.
Okay, so what's the point? The point is. Sorry, guys, but the good Lord we put it all here for us. We evolved on this rock by virtue of our forefathers surviving long enough to mate and have all of our ancestors who came before us. And the death rate of children and prepubescent people that they died because they didn't survive. We are the benefactors of people who survived struggle, who survived famine, who survived illness and whatnot. And so if you go look at that, you go, well, what made us here? And you go, oh yeah, these are survivors. And survivors, what do we do now in the United States? We're not rugged because we have every mile on the side of the road. There's access to bad food or whatever. We sit in a house with artificial light on our butts in front of a computer, and we don't exercise, and we put all this stuff in our body, so we're making inferior products. If the history has shown that the superior products that came before us are rugged and tough. So applying that to the eyes, let's give some artificial light sources, magnetic fields, good, clean oxygen, and scavengers of viruses and bacteria and whatnot, and healing ensues. So my study that I keep talking of, it's rounded third base. I have this IRB review, a bunch of
IRB?
International Review Board. And so we will be, and I'm currently doing these things.
So you're going to sit before them and answer questions?
Yeah, I've submitted these crazy long documents from what am I doing, why am I doing it, how are we doing it, and I'm the principal investigator for this study. And patients are going to be coming to our practice, and it's a big commitment. But when you have macular degeneration, your choices are do nothing, take some stuff, eventually get needles in your eyes if you are at the bleeding. Well, that's what happens.
I could have gone all year without hearing that phrase.
But that's what they do, okay? You get these injections if you have a swampy, leaky retina from the progressive form of this disease. And what are we going to be doing? What are we currently doing? And what is the world doing? Using frequencies, using microcurrents, using these frequencies that upregulate these healing proteins and stem cells that are in your body that you just want to say, hey, come on over here, let's do a little healing, come over here and fix this stuff. And it's back to some simple stuff. Let's get the blood moving, let's get the good cells in, the bad cells out, let's get flow going. And let's have all the proper proteins and molecules and amino acids at the site of illness so we can have repair.
Now, what if I come in, to your practice, you realize that I come under the category of somebody that can be helped with this. You present me with the options, and I say, what other direction can we go?
Well, sure. So there will be aggressive marketing on my part, and the other locations around the country are going to be doing this stuff because it's a what's called a double-blind study. You know, we're going to have some patients who won't be getting the treatment, some who will, and all those fancy things that go into study so you can believe it when it's all over. But people are given offers, and I have a queue of people already in line for this. And I just have to get all the ducks in the row. You got to get the foundation before you go from there. And it's tedious stuff. And so, yes, people are welcome. I tell you, listen, audience, you got a family member, a mom, a dad, yourself who has retinal disease, and you want to go down these safe. I can't. It's very, very, very safe. These microcurrents, I mean, right now with your 5G phone, you got more juice coming into your body than we do fractions of that. I mean, truly, we do.
Really?
Yeah, a TENS unit uses a milliamps, and we're using microamps, which is 1/1000th of the current. You can't feel any of this stuff. But it's just the right thing. It's like that special, you know, when your loved one whispers in your ear and you smile. Okay, just if you close your eyes and your loved one comes and says, "I love you" in your ear, you smile, you feel good, you got upregulated, and you don't have to scream in their ear. You just whisper.
Okay,
and
now
you say these
I've
things.
got to be honest.
Yep.
June is usually saying, "Are you doing the dishes or
Yeah,
am I?"
I know.
Whatever,
I've got one of those too, and love her. So when you think about it, you know, it's kind of funny. We have Regina at our office, and we're a dog office. You know, my dog comes to the office, and everyone's got dogs, and we talk about dogs and food all day long. What's for dinner? And so I wanted to do an experiment, which it has been done over and over again. You take some little seedlings, some little like broccoli sprouts or something that grows pretty quickly, and you put them in 10 feet apart, the same amount of sunlight, and you go to one of them. This works. You go to one of them and you say, "I love you," kind words, "I love you." The other one you go blah 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 blah. and the ones that you go blah blah blah, they don't grow as well as the ones that you give positive affirmations to. And it's because people may not know this, but there is a communication that happens, and when you're saying these frequencies, these solfeggio frequencies, and these nice sing-songy, the Tibetan bell, when you go woo, those are healing because it's frequencies, and we have evolved to being in harmony.
We got to go.
Yep.
Dr. Wilcox is located at Gloucester Point. If you need glasses, you just want an eye exam, he's the man. He gives you the options. He does not tie you down and say, "We're going to give you the red light now." So just understand that he offers so many options that may be available to you depending on what your problem is. You may just need a pair of glasses.
We do all the normal stuff, and we do it. We like to think we do it better. We give more time to people. Try to. Our schedule is arranged such that I can have a conversation with you and dig a little deeper. And in this world of cattle farming where everybody's move, go, that's not me. And it comes at a price. So I'm asking people, because you can go online and buy your contacts or glasses online, and I have no shame saying, "Hey, listen, if you like the way we deliver stuff, then leave those dollars here because payroll's going up, the cost of gas is going up, and everything's going up, and you got to shop local." And I still deeply appreciate the Middle Peninsula and the area, all the people who trust us in our office for their eye care, and so it's a blessing. I've had 30 some years playing eye.